Let's continue our series on joy. Last Sunday, we looked at chapter 2, verses 5 to 11. Today, we are going to look at verse 12. If you don't mind, pull out your notes from your bulletin. Philippians chapter 2, verse 12. I didn't go very far. I got to only the end of the sentence. I hope you can forgive me. Paul said, therefore, my dear friends, and this is where I got to. Friendship. Paul is addressing, is using the Greek word here is phileo. Phileo. The Greek use different words to express love. In our English language, it's a bit limited. Paul talks about the agape love. Agape love is the God kind of love. The early Christians actually invented that word because there's no word that could describe that deep love we have for God. Then we hear about eros love, which is erotic love, which is a love between a husband and a wife. And then there is storge, which is love that you have. It's a sympathy love, or you have a deep sympathy for somebody. But in this instance, he uses phileo, my dear friends. Phileo is a love that is shared between two people of equal standing, friends. Friendship is really valued in the Bible. The Bible talks about friendship a lot. And we are talking about joy. And we said that joy comes through two primary sources: our relationship with God and our relationship with one another. Today I want to emphasize a little bit on the phileo, how when you empower others, allow them to empower you, and you invest into friendship, how that can bring you true joy. That there's true joy in friendship. God had a relationship with Abraham. It was a friendship relationship. The Bible says Abraham is a friend of God. Friendship is not something I want us to take very lightly. Really valued in the Bible. The friendship with God and Enoch, to the point that God had to take him up so that the deeper friendship will continue in heaven. The Bible describes the deep friendship between David and Jonathan. By the way, Pastor Gigi, welcome. You look very beautiful in that dress. God bless you. See, that brings a joy. You know what I'm talking about? Brings a joy. Encourage one another. Phileo. Phileo. Where was I? Enoch was taken away. Jonathan and David had this deep friendship, phileo. The Bible also talks about the friendship. Jesus calls his disciples, you are now my friends. Friendship is valued in the Bible. And now Paul, saying the people, he said, dear friends. Friendship. Today we are going to look at it. Some part of the message may a bit be heavy. So let me warn you, let's get ready. Close friends, close friendship. We know, according to psychologists, close friendship is becoming an endangered species. Many of us, we don't have close friends anymore. According to the American Sociological Review, I quote, the average number of trusted friends fell by a third in the last 20 years. And we know why. I'm going to get into that in a moment. Instead, in the same duration, the proportion of people with no confidence had doubled. People don't have deep friendship anymore. And the result is that there's no joy in our lives. We feel isolated and lonely. I want us to look at three aspects of friendship this morning, if you may. I want to look at the benefits of friendship. Then we're going to look at the barriers, the building, the three. Maybe the other way around. Let me start with the barriers, the benefits, and how to build relationships. So let's start with the first one, the barriers. Why don't we have deep friendship, and why is this level of intimacy deteriorating? Number one it goes back to our fundamental belief. There is, in our culture here, fundamental belief I call radical individualism. It's been preached for almost the last 35 to 40 years that we don't need anybody. You can do things by yourself. In fact, people are a problem. If you really want to have a friend, get a dog. People will give you a headache. And you keep hearing people saying, I don't need anybody. God never created us to be alone. He's the one that says it is not good. Because without friendship, you will not experience joy in your life. Friends bring joy to us. The second reason why this has become a problem is basically our own brokenness. People really, at this, in our society, people don't really know how to make friends anymore. People are incapable of doing it. Even if you put a bunch of people in a room and God forbid you don't create an icebreakers, they will look at each other till Christ come home. We don't know how to connect anymore. I told you the story when I first came here. When I was in seminary, they put us together in what they call at Regent College, community groups. And then they said, well, Sam, we're going to have an icebreaker. So I look around, I didn't see any ice. So I was wondering, where's the ice for us to break? Remember, I've just come from Africa, and I haven't heard the word icebreakers. Then they explained to me that is something we do to keep people, to help people to connect, to talk. I'm like, do people need help to talk? They say, yeah. Otherwise, people will just look at each other. I mean, I said to myself, has it come to this? We need to create games to cause us to connect. Some people are actually afraid of people. Somebody else actually told me when the service is over, I'm afraid you might tell me to meet somebody. So I dashed through the door like a beeline before anybody sees me. What has brought us to this place? I believe is our brokenness and the culture, and what we've created around us has made it so difficult to connect as human beings. Some of us, it could be our insecurities, or it could be our fear of rejection, which continue. We've created a spirit of isolation in our culture. And I say spirit of isolation. Isolation can be a spirit where you are disconnected from fellow human beings. And some of us, we actually enjoy it, being alone, and we are afraid to connect with people. Some of us, it could be, the brokenness could be unforgiveness, that people have hurt us and we don't want to be hurt again, brokenness. The third reason why some of us are not connecting deep relationship is busyness. Simple. We just don't have time for deep relationship. Amen? We just don't have the time. Our space is so crowded with a lot of things, and our life is crowded with chasing after material things. And when I say materialism, I'm talking about material things as a way of life. We need to buy bigger homes, bigger cars, bigger that. So we are busy, 2-3 jobs, home, back, just enough time to rest. We are going back to where we don't have time for relationships. At the end of the day, we look at our home, we look at our cars, and we are isolated. We feel empty. Because God never created us to have relationship with material things. Material things are never meant to bring us joy. But the world keeps deceiving us. What brings joy are people. And when at the end of your time, when you look at your calendar in the week and you are not taking time to connect with the others, you are missing in life. You are not living. You are just existing. You need to create space to connect with others. God created us. I mean, when dogs see each other in the park, they don't need icebreakers. Just put two strange dogs in the park. They will start gravitating towards each other because that's the way God created us. Even animals know how to, whoa. You know what they're saying? Hey, good to see you. Let's hang out. They're saying, whoa. Hey, whoa. Say, hey, I've not seen you before. Where are you coming from? Do you live in a neighborhood? Whoa, 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 whoa. He says, whoa, yeah, I live around 2 blocks from here. They are connecting. These days, when we go for work, I normally go for work with John. When we go for work and people say hello to us, I get surprised. I'm like, oh, yeah, hello. Because people don't do that anymore. Some people, when you say hello to them, it's like, wow, do I know you somewhere? We are so busy, we've crowded our lives with people. Some of us, it's not busyness, it's because of betrayal. We have very good, deep friends, and we have been burnt. We have been burnt very hard, and we've made a decision. We will never come close to people anymore. People will simply be acquaintances, and I hear your cry. When you be burnt once, in my language, they say that when you are bitten by a snake, when you see a worm, you run away. I know you don't get it, but it's a proverb in my language. But did you get it? When you're bitten by a snake, when you see a worm, you think it's a big snake, you run away. So there are people who are afraid of people, and they have a reason. They have a reason. When you look at Zechariah, for example, the Bible says if someone asks him, what are these wounds on your body? He will answer, the wounds I was given at the house of my friends. Because the people that are close to you, when they hurt you, it goes deeper. And the wounds are always fresh. And I know that. I have experienced that. David himself expressed it in the psalm, and you could almost identify with him. He said, if an enemy were insulting me, I could endure it. If a foe were raising himself against me, I could hide from him. But it is you, a man like myself, my companion, my close friend, with whom I once enjoyed sweet fellowship as we walk with the throne at the house of my God. You know, this friendship was just beyond outside. These are somebody that they went to church together. Can I get a witness? Somebody that they prayed together, they ate together, they laughed together, and he got stabbed. And David was expressing it. And so for some of us, that's what we've decided. Enough. I cannot trust anybody again. That also is not the answer. Another reason why some of us just can't connect is because of book face. If you are visiting us today, it's an inside joke. I mean Facebook. Facebook have created artificial friendship. And some of us, we think we are friends because somebody like us on the internet. No, you don't. It's a cyber friendship. It's created a false kind of intimacy. We think we are connected, but we don't. Somebody did a research, a professor from UCLA did a research on the effect of social media on friendship. Her name is Patricia Greenfield. Now listen to this carefully. It said college students are not getting a sense of social support from being on the phone. That's what he said. They are getting social support through bigger networks and having a sense that their audience is large. The result is a decline in intimate friendships. And many young people now derive personal support and affirmation from likes and feedback to their postings. Other research at UCLA shows that texting as teens prefer mode of communication with friends, and you know that. They rather text you than talk to you. Makes them feel less connected and bonded than face-to-face communication. I pray for the generation behind us because they don't even know how to date. They don't even know how to connect to a woman, how to take a woman out, we don't. Because everything is on a false media and create this thing that we are connected. I have 500 friends, or I have 500 likes, so I have friends. You don't have friends. It's a mirage. It's not real. And we need to begin to look at ourselves and say, why don't I have deep friends, friends around me? Let's look at the benefits. Why it's important, the blessings of having friendship. Number one, it gives you opportunity to, when you are connected with other people, it gives you opportunity to experience the joy of the Lord. But why the joy of the Lord? How does that happen? I know that you have been through pain. I know that people have betrayed you. I know that you are busy. But I'm here to tell you, it is worth it. It is, the benefit outweighs the barriers and the problems. Ecclesiastes chapter 4 verse 9 says, 2 are better than one because they have a good return. The word return here means investment. When you invest into friendship, the Bible says you will reap. It will help you. And let me give you some of the benefits. Number one, it gives opportunity to share. You know, we are created to share our joys, to share our pain, to share our stories. And the process of sharing actually brings joy. We all want to express our joys and desires. Proverbs chapter 27, verse 9 says, look at it. This is beautiful. Ointment and perfume delight the heart, and sweetness of a man's friend gives delight by hearty counsel. That's who we are. True joy comes in the chit-chat and in connecting with others. But some of us, unfortunately, are trying to find this same joy in different things. Sharing. Jesus was excited. John chapter 15. Watch this. He said, I no longer call you servants because a servant does not know his master's business. And right now what? I'm going to call you, instead I call you friends. Why? For everything that I learned from my Father, I have made known to you. In other words, there is a place of now sharing. Jesus said, I want to share my deep thoughts with you, my deep desires. And God created us that way, to be able to share whether our pain, our joys, our disappointments, our fears. God created us to let it go. If you keep it all in, there's a word called depression. God created us to let it out, let others out. And you need to reveal your hurts to somebody. You need to admit your doubt. Sometimes I go through doubt. I need somebody I could relate to. I need somebody to confess my failures to and my weaknesses. I feel like giving up. I am struggling. If you keep this all to yourself, you will die. You need to find somebody that, a confidant, a close friend, who can even laugh at your jokes when they are not even funny. Oh, can I get a witness? Somebody who has seen your nakedness and they still love you anyway. That's true friendship. Somebody that you can call and you don't need an agenda to say, why are you calling? I just wanted to hear your voice and say hello. Are you free to go for a walk this evening? We need that. We need that. And in the busyness and the crowdedness of our life, we have put these things aside and we are wondering, why am I not joyful? Oh, maybe once I get married, it will solve all the problems. No, it won't. It won't solve all your problems. Marriage is not the answer. You need friendship. Otherwise, you could still get married and you could still not be friends to your spouse because you have not learned the art of doing that. We all need a place where we can come to share. Dogs share, animals share. God created us to share. God will come in the middle of the garden and talk to Adam. How was your day? How was your day? What did you do today? That's the way God created us. The ability to share both mundane and serious thoughts. Sharing. When was the last time you shared with somebody? Just what's your mind, what's in your heart, what you're struggling with, your pain, and I just need to, I'm going through something. The second benefit, blessing of friendship is support. We all need support, whether spiritually, emotionally, financially. Sometimes you go through something that you cannot support yourself. There's a point you can encourage yourself, and sometimes you need people. That is why God told Adam, it is not good to be alone. And it is still not good to be alone. The Bible says, very frankly, in Ecclesiastes chapter 4, two are better than one because they have a good return from their labor. And it tells you why. If either of them falls down, one can help the other. That's why two is good. That's why it's good to connect. But pity anyone who falls and has no one to help them up. Every one of us, sometimes we need some trusted people that we can, many times I see people and I say, I've shut down my Facebook account. Just like that. Just like that. You can go delete and all your friends disappeared. I am not talking about Facebook friends. I'm talking about real friends. Real friends who know when to come in. The Bible says when the friends of Job heard what has happened to their friend, they traveled many days to come. That's what friends do. I am sure at that point, Job was not even in the mood to entertain friends. And sometimes we all go through spaces like that where we don't want to talk to anybody. In fact, that is when we need friends the most. When we are not picking our phone, returning our text messages, and we are not connecting, that is when the spirit of isolation sets in, where it's poor me, I want to be alone. But when the friends heard, the Bible says they didn't send text message. They could have sent, they could have gone to Facebook and said, Job, we are praying for you. No, the Bible said they physically came. And when they saw him, for 7 days, they did not open their mouth. Good friends are like that. Sometimes when somebody is going through something and you don't understand, don't open your mouth. Some of us, we are too eager to quote John 3, 44, 45, but the Bible says that God is with you. Sometimes you just need to be quiet. For 7 days, they just kept quiet. And that is all that Job needed at that point. Just stay with me. Just be with me. Just hang with me. When they opened their mouth, they started talking rubbish. The best thing they did, the first 7 days to be quiet. Sometimes when somebody is going through something, it could be their marriage, it could be a situation, don't think that you understand, you've got all the answers. Unless God gives you a word, just be quiet. Yes, I'm here for you. Enter the house. Wash the dishes. I say wash the dishes. Clean the house. Cook some food and go home. Come back the following day. Clean the house. Wash the dishes and go home. That is all that they need. Because sometimes when you are going through something, you don't even feel like cooking. Can I talk to the sisters? You don't even feel like eating. Sometimes you just want to die. I don't even know why I'm alive. And you know people that will just come and sometimes somebody can just give you a hug and just hold you. And that hug is worth $1 million. And that hug is saying, I'm with you. I don't understand. You shouldn't be going through this, but I'm here. We don't need to understand everything. Let me show you something. Matthew chapter 26. Jesus Christ at his most lowest point. This is what he did. And he took with him, and I'll come to that in a moment, or maybe I should touch on that quickly. There are 3 levels of friendship. There is there is a crowd level of friendship. Right now, or what I call contact level. Everybody comes to church. This is where friendship begins. We see people, hi, my name is Days, and we go home. We see them, we greet them. That's a very basic level of friendship. And then there is a second level of friendship where we actually get into small groups. So Jesus had a crowd, and people, they say he was a friend of sinners, but it wasn't really deep friendship. He was friends to them, but they were just contact friends. The tax collectors, all the rest. So we all need a basic level of friendship. We come to church, we see people, somebody, at least when somebody is sitting by you, be nice to the person and get to know the person. That's a basic thing you can do. Can we do that now? Look at somebody's eyes and say, okay, just a smile. Give the person, even if it's a false one, it works. This is a basic level of friendship. Now, beyond that, the contact friends is the kind of people that you meet at a certain level. Then you have the casual friends where you meet as a small group. We encourage every one of you get into a small group. Jesus had a small group, the 12. Those are the people he called his friends. He had the 12. And then there is a deeper level where you need to get into 2s and 3s. This is where you form those very close relationships. Contact friends, casual friends, those that you meet in your small groups, Bible studies. And what you are doing, you are developing your friendship to another level. And then there are the close friends, why I call the miracle of 3, where every one of us, we need at least a very tight 2 or 3 people around us. And Jesus had his 3. He had his 3, he has his 12, and he has his crowd. We all need to get into those levels. And even there's another level where it is just one-on-one. Okay, am I speaking something? So the crowd, the 12, the 3, and Jesus was closer to who? John. John was his closest friend. All of us, we need one very, very close friend. But we also need 2 or 3 around us where he said, girls, let's get together for what? Let's go for a walk, let's do something. And for some of us, that's all that we can handle for now, the 2 or 3. We can't handle one. It's too deep. But at least start from somewhere. Or for some of you, you just need some casual friends, small group, 10 or 12, that's all that you can handle. But Jesus had these 3, very tight. Peter and the 2 sons of Zebedee, James and John. And he began to, now remember that he didn't open up himself to the 12. These are very deep friendship, close friends. He began to be sorrowfully and deeply distressed. Then he said to them, my soul is exceedingly sorrowful, even to death. Stay here and watch with me. That's what I'm talking about. Every one of us, we need these tight, close friends where you can be vulnerable and say, I want to die. I don't want to live. That's what Jesus is saying. I'm so depressed. I'm so distressed. I need prayer. I need support. You need people in your life that you can send them a text or call them that you know they will be there for you. If you don't have anybody like that, you are in trouble. You sink further into darkness and into depression because there's nobody to share and come along and say, hey, where are you? I'm coming. I'm coming this evening with food. I'm coming to take you out, get you out and get some fresh air. We need people like that. The third blessing of friendship is sacrifice. Friends will do for you what others will not. I was sharing with a group of people the other day. They said my closest friend I had when I came to Canada was a gay man, very close. He used to come to the church, and he wrestles. He's wrestling with this identity thing. He became very, very close friend, and we wrestled with it together, praying together, and said, Pastor Sam, I don't want to be this. I don't want to be that. Come on. We became friends for a while. One night he called me. About 1 a.m., my phone rings. He said, I want you to come get me. He's got into a very bad situation downtown, and he's been raped multiple times by lots of men. Then he said to me, and he didn't tell me that, he just simply told me, can you come pick him? Because he couldn't walk, he was broken. Then he said to me, will you come with some towels? And I didn't know what those towels were for. So I drove one. I didn't even wake my wife up. Took my car, went straight downtown. He's a friend. That's what friends should. So I got there, and I was shocked what I saw. The man was bleeding from everywhere. So the towel is supposed to make sure that he doesn't stain my vehicle. So I put those towels, about 3 or 4 towels. It wasn't even enough. Carried him. He lived in Richmond at that time. Took him and put him on his bed and sat down, just waiting for him to wake up. It was just wiped out. Just did some few things, locked his door, and went home. That changes life. Every one of you, even, I don't know how many of you would do that. This is my past. I don't want him to see me like this. But he knew that I wouldn't judge him. He knew that I would love him. I would carry him. Every one of us, and I will do the same thing to him. Every one of us, we need people not necessarily. See, people are afraid. The reason why people can't open up, I'm afraid you might judge me. I'm afraid you might never talk to me again. I'm afraid, wow, you didn't tell me you were coming to downtown to do, I can't be close to you. Sometimes you just need to love people. And it's possible that because they don't feel love and there's something missing, that is why they keep going to those dark places. Am I saying something? I told you that this message is going to be deep. People keep going back to dark places because they have nobody. They have no friends. You say, well, at least, you should find somebody that can keep your secret. How many of us can keep secrets? Like if I share my secret with you, you don't go on CNN and said, I've got information that you might need. But I need $300,000 up front. This information will shake the world. I have information. And many of us, we are eager to do that. That's why people can't trust us. Because we all carry deep secrets. And we need people that we can share with, that we know that people can sacrifice their life to come and carry us. Are you still with me? 1 Samuel chapter 18, verse 4. Talk about this relation between David and Jonathan. The Bible says Jonathan took off the robe he was wearing and gave it to David, along with his tunic, even his sword, his bow, and his belt. David was in a very vulnerable situation. Jonathan's father was coming after him, and David had to run away. And Jonathan said, here, take my jacket, even my sword. Now I'm vulnerable. Take my sword, take my shield. Just go. That's what friends do. Sacrifice. He said, just run. He said, my father is coming after you. But you're so vulnerable. Whatever I need to give it to you. Just take it and run. That's what close friends. That is what we need, friends. I said to you, if anybody ever say they don't need deep friends and close friends in their life, they are either ignorant or they are arrogant. We all need one another. John chapter 15, verse 12. Jesus said, my command is this: love each other as I've loved you. Greater love has no one than this, that he laid down his life. That's what friends do. You lay down your life for your friends. That's why you need friends. True friends will rather take your place. I will die. We need people who can connect with us at a very deep level. And we need to start that relationship. We need that. And I want to be part of that kind of church where people have close friends, buddies. You experience joy. I know some of you, you don't want friends. You are just waiting to get married. And then your spouse will be everything. And that is a fallacy. God created us, thank you, Jesus, to experience agape love. Love between God and us. Even God himself knows that is still not enough. That is why, Adam had God coming there every day. But God said it is not enough. I need to create somebody for him. That agape love is great, but it's still not enough. He needed to connect with another human being. Well, God is all I need. Me and my Jesus, he's my best friend. All that, great. But he said it's still not good for you to be alone. You still need the filial love. You still need to connect with somebody. That sacrificial love with one another. Why is it important to have good friends? We sharpen one another. We sharpen. Friends will keep you burning. Oh, Karibo Sibataraba. Friends will keep your fire burning. Friends will correct you when you are going off. Friends are people that you've given them permission to speak into your life. Friends can tell you, this guy is no good. This guy will mess you up. But he's tall. No. He's so sweet. No. There are so many superficial friends these days. Oh, I'm happy for you, but they're lying. Can you believe that? This guy doesn't even know Christ. But you can't tell her on your face. You are a hypocrite. True friends will look at you because you have given us permission to confront you. To say, well, I like this guy, but he's not for you. I know you. This guy is a sweet talker. Or maybe let me say this girl. Girls can sweet talk too. True friends, the Bible says, faithful are the wounds of a friend. Friends may say something may hurt, but they mean well. Friends may tell you right, and they help you to become stronger, to avoid the pitfalls of the enemy. They also help you avoid serious mistakes. Because let me tell you, my friend, there are some mistakes you make in life you can recover. Other mistakes, it will take you a long time to recover. Other mistakes, you may never recover. Did you hear what I just said? Some mistakes you can recover. Some mistakes, it will take you a long time. One day, the Lord was talking to me about marriages. And I had a good friend who was going off, marrying somebody that he shouldn't be marrying. And I was praying for him. I was praying. And then finally, God spoke to me. So let me tell you something about marriage. When people marry wrong partners, some may recover. Others may take them a long time. It could have taken them 5 years to do, it take them 20 years because they are unequally yoked. And then there are others, they never recover because they can't just say, I'm out of the marriage. And friends will help you to avoid mistakes like that because there are some mistakes you just have to live with the rest of your life. I know at this point this place will be becoming quiet, but the Bible says, Proverbs chapter 27, verse, as iron sharpens iron, so a friend sharpens a friend. We need people. If you don't give people permission to speak into your life, you will go astray. I am telling you. The Bible said there is a way that seemeth right unto man, but the end thereof. Oh, can I go deeper? See, many times when we are attracted to people, we are attracted to our deep pains and brokenness. The people that you think you are in love with, actually you are in love with your pain. And you need somebody to say, wake up. Say, Pastor, why am I always attracted to bad boys? Because you are attracted to your brokenness. Why am I always attracted to alcoholics? Because you are attracted to your brokenness. And you need friends in your life who can see clearly. Who can see way ahead and say, I don't feel it. I can't flow with you on this. Have you prayed further on this? What is God saying? I think you should take a step back. Yeah, I like the guy, but I don't just, something is not, you know what I'm talking about? There are some things that sometimes you can't just put your finger on it. Something just not right. The guy is great. He can talk well. He buys you dinner, buys you clothes. He's always laughing and all the rest. But something is not right. He may be the greatest guy in town. And it's true that he's the greatest guy, but he's not for you. To take this greatest guy and bring him home because he's not meant for you, who give you trouble. I don't even know why I'm speaking like that. Iron sharpens iron. Let me give you one more. Why the blessing strength? I was reading a medical journal, Dr. McCloud. Sorry, I just went into your field because I wanted to know some of the medical benefits of friendship, and I got it. I was almost going to call you, but I got it. This is what it says. Studies show that friendships foster good health and longevity and alleviate stress. People with a strong social network are more likely to survive a major illness, such as heart attack or even cancer. It can help reduce the effects of stress on the body, protect against illnesses, and help us heal when we do get sick. When you are sick, you heal quickly when you are friends. They are also less susceptible to chronic illnesses, such as heart disease, inflammatory bowel disease, and arthritis. Wow. That alone should cause you to have friends. Some of your sickness and your diseases, I know the root of it. You come for prayer, I say no prayer for you. Go and have friends. Maybe that's what we should do. When people come for prayer for sickness, my first question is, do you have friends? If you don't have friends, so go have friends and then come back, I'll pray for you. You heal quickly. And I believe our brother Kwao healed quickly. Because people were coming to his house. People were visiting him. They were bringing fruit, flowers, everything. And people were even bringing the sermons to him. It will warm their heart. When people are depressed, you know they die quickly. When people are isolated, their body don't respond. Or should I say more? I've given you the spiritual, sociological, emotional, even the medical reasons why you should have good friends. So let me finish with this quickly because of time. Where do we go from here? How do we build friendship? I'm going to give you 4 principles. And I'm not trying to minimize it, but something for you to take home and pray. Number 1, prayer. Some of you, that's where you need to pray. God, heal me from my pain, my brokenness. Lord, I've been hurt by friends. And I've decided those are the never moments in my life. Some of you have many, many never moments. But Father, I come to you and I ask you that you heal my heart and show yourself strong and lead me to the right people that I can trust. Prayer. Begin with prayer. Number 2, you have to pursue people. You have to take some risk. Yes, there's a fear of rejection. There's fear that somebody may not return your phone calls. I know that feeling. When you like people and they don't like you, it's very painful. Now, seriously, this is not funny. If you have been there, you will not be laughing. You reach out to them, you call them, oh, I'm calling you again, just in case you didn't receive my 2 messages. But I'm assuming that your phone maybe is broken down, but this is me again. Have you ever been there? It's the most difficult place for a human being to be, where you love somebody and they don't care about you. But take the risk. Go ahead. Keep trying. Proverbs chapter 18, verse 24, a man who has friends must himself be friendly. Take some risk. Take some risks. Number 3, you have to set some priorities. Make friendship a priority in your life. Next to Jesus, the next big priority is for you to connect. Everything else you do, my brothers and sisters, they are secondary. Everything else you do. Love God, love your neighbor. Jesus said that's why we exist. Make loving a priority. Listen to this. I came across a powerful quote from John Ortberg, a great writer, one of my favorite writers. He says the requirement for true intimacy is chunks of unhurried time. If you think you can fit deep community into the cracks of an overloaded schedule, think again. Wise people do not try to microwave friendship. You can't do community in a hurry. You can't listen in a hurry. You can't mourn in a hurry with those who mourn, or rejoice in a hurry with those who rejoice. Many people lack great friends for the simple reason, this is it, that they have never made pursuing community a high priority. I want to challenge you this morning. Make it a priority. And at least once every week, you need to connect with somebody. Go for a walk, have a cup of tea, and just chat. Be a human being. It will do great thing in your life. Bring joy and intimacy and all the benefits I've talked about. Finally, I'll give you one more as I close. You got to be patient. Building friendship is not as easy as building friendship on Facebook. Facebook, all that you need to do is accept or delete. That's not what I'm talking about. It is more difficult than that. Sister just wants you to be friends with you. Accept. And some of us have this mentality that friendship is as easy. No. True friendship takes time. Sometimes your schedules crash. Sometimes the person is not available. Sometimes the person has a cold or something just happened. Try again. And sometimes it will take a while for you to do the bonding. Sometimes you may feel like you are the only one pouring into the relationship. And that person, if you don't call him, he will never call you. Don't give up. That's what you need. I don't know how God has spoken to you today, but I wanted to stop right here. Bow your head down and talk to God.